Stanza 1. The light giant, darkness, deep and dreary, envelopes all, envelopes the one white being, sitting alone. Time is fin, and has no concept of reality, and the cold accompanies the black and the foregone. The only white, a beacon, a light, wanders the emptiness, aging to fall, befriended by vast cold and a blanket of shadow, pondering thoughts to escape into imaginary life, a phrase unspoken in light years, nor that of pain or joy or sensation, blight, nor that of thoughts or maddening discourse, a lonely light growing rampant and hollow, until one day the light dims with growing fears of mindless thoughts, of existential exile and loneliness, finally through wool and blood and sweat and tears and fire and flames and force, a new heart and soul had sprung from light's chest. Stanza 2. The white dwarf, notes sung by the wind serenade space between the opaque being and the upset notes sung by silence. Tears fall from closed eyes, hit the ground and dance in harmony to the melody of the wind, birthing violets. The eyes awaken and are strained by the blinding light, returning to the shield of darkness. The old friend, a breath unseen, takes in the wind, drawn deep into its essence, and soon an arm is raised to the sun and the reflections from the sea. Formless thoughts yet stir within its mind, drifting back and forth across day and night. Another breath is drawn and its vantage changes. The ground gives as it shifts, sitting in indifference. Again, a new moon rises, and the opaque sprite stands, eyes and mind wide open to all sights and sounds that it could find, contemplating its thoughts as numerous as the sands, contemplating existences while everything ages. Stanza 3. The giant observing, a passenger to progression, unchanging in the eyes of the observer, witness to the planetary shifts that vastly contrast the endless dark, tumultuousness, flip, spin, stillness, briefness, and ending, spawn from the Precambrian ectosarc, progression, regression, world of alchemic equivalent reaction, darkness, exchanged, sits in the forefront no longer. Only remnants take the form of shadows surround the giant now, with eyes as the sun and moon, always revolving. The years raised hands and had suddenly started to be counted, echoing fundamental and rhetorical breath into the endless yonder. Formless took forms and shapes, seemingly unbounded, finite combinations in infinite sequences, changes unremitting, the stark amazement unceasing to invoke unabated, notably upon the birth and blossom of an ostensible facsimile. Finally, but not belatedly, Maslow's truth had become blooming, a need unknown fulfilled via a wondrous, unexpected anomaly. Stanza 4. The white witnessing, inhaled the pneuma in the form of a penumbra, a flivver, in a world ripe with tumultuous change, beats of a different gyver, a passenger to progression, to life yet unobserved, set forth a path in the earth, draped only in a gift of miniver, nimbus assumed forms, apparitions of a prodigious anthropomorph. The weather is shifting, as though dancing, clouds conclude into a river, always the same image that provokes thoughts and queries. If you can hear me, please listen. I seek understanding. The voice, so little, so soft, faded in the stratos and atmosphere, yet its syllables carried over via particles reach metamorph, like whispers from ancient tombs long since disappeared. Speak, replied a voice, strong, warm, and leery. Who or of what character, of origin or position and importance am I? From where or what did I come from? The timid voice inquired. For what is my purpose, my reason, and what happens when I die? The questions concluded, and I repeat to ask the same of Kai. Stanza 5. Their conversation. The words spoken were ambiguous in both form and meaning. One and I and you and us and all. Questions redirected with open-ended query, with nothing truly answering curiosity's ravenous calls. Such response left one with only more thoughts percolating, a vastness that is more numerous than the mouthless grains of sand screaming. Were my questions and received answers lost in translation, or partially stolen by wings for an unseen airy? Please repeat this back to me. 1. I, you, us, all. Thunder bellowed, and lightning cracked the distant sky, reverberating. A shrill, a shriek, and the voice again spoke echoes in the mind. NHG, we all, the words formed John. Is that a name, a place, a meaning? The query drowned out by the downfall. John. One thought, John. One said. The storm had passed, and the timid had resigned. And at hope's edge the skies tore open, and again bled. Stanza 6. The bonding. Sprouting from confusion, a dream, a vision of understanding, of lights and sounds, of vantages, perspectives, of tall structures, made of stone and iron and flesh, summarized into a changing mirror, a sphere that beholds and conceives, bounded only by the limitless and infinite pool of thoughts, material, intangible, a lifetime passed within a second, no ending, no beginning, hand in hand, held in embrace, when the creative thoughts and logical tempestuously thresh existence from the void, thresh thought from mind. Finally, at last, not alone, a kindred spirit found within the crucible, as the minds unwind and to again separate from the primordial, the white dwarf and the white giant nearing, finding their own place between the land and the shore, now undefined. The minute within a second reached the hour. The door on the face opened and screened, revealing the dwarf still puerile. What happens next? Asked the white dwarf. What's left to devour, to discover? Stanza 7. The bonding to experience the knowledge gained, realize the conversion to wisdom, to spend a life of happiness, helpfulness, and servitude, to leave a mark or find peace without, a life perhaps with suffering, but one that violence eludes. You have gazed into the dark and become profound in thought. Be wary of lingering to forego madness, or else the demons will come. The white dwarf pondered and contorted an expression of vex. It sounds like you're leaving me, they queried with fleeting hope and doubt. The sun had set and they spoke of stars, the large and small. Soon came laughter and joy and tears with thought, a happiness never experienced nor thought to exist. Such simplicity, so profound and complex. The sun had rose and they watched the stars soon fall, smiling every single day, every single night. All these memories that will fade in time and rain, yet silence annihilus, until the dreadful blight, a freight that comes despite the fight or flight, a fright. Stands 8. The death and solitude, guilt sorrow, regret, tears, remorse, and pain. Every single day, every single night, every moment, every second, wearing a smile. Both of them continued to watch as they weakened. Why so sad? They finally spoke. The simple silver lining. The solace was the rain. The simple blessing of the rain masked better than the humble guise, silently praying for recovery, at least ephemeral. A gentle caress, holding hands, a faint smile to hold back the words so excruciating they choke. Slowly the heart beats, the gentle hands weaken, and the light dimmed. The final words, the final breath, before the light dies, tears mingle with the rain, projecting memories and thoughts as numerous as sand. Days became night, returning to daylight, sitting in the same spot beside the grave, thinking back on all the days of old, of love filled beyond the brim. I love you, my light, the last words upon their stone engraved.